bonus episode today from Energy Connect. We're speaking to Fanuel Shinedima, founder and executive director, and the chairperson of the Namibia Youth and Energy Forum. And I think today also the youngest person on the mic. And Mauro Rogério, chief executive officer of a bank BIC Namibia. And then Jorge the Morais, general manager and founder of KAESO Energy Services. I just want to thank all of you for being with us today here in Winter, and for answering a couple of questions, especially kind of youth-focused. Now everybody's very busy and need to go dress up for tonight's gala and awards. So we'll jump right into it. So Fanuel, the first question for you, what was the core vision behind creating Energy Connect Namibia, and how did you come up with the idea?
Thank you so much, Cobus, for the question. But the purpose, the vision behind Energy Connect was that we wanted to create a platform where we can bring the entire energy sector together. So we looked at, of course, different industries coming together with the main purpose of creating a platform where young people are able to engage, to be empowered, and to understand what the industry entails. And the second part to that is also to create a platform where we are able to share inspiring stories of individuals and other companies that are doing amazing things, of course, with an aim to empower young people to take up, the space, to take up space, and also to encourage the rest of industries to do the same, so that we are able to actively empower our locals, our youth, local businesses, and other friends. So that was the main vision.
Mauro, that kind of ties to my question to you. You've been in the banking industry for around 20 years, which is about the age of some of the youth we saw here today, which is really cool.
Yeah, but they made me feel old.
There we go. From your perspective and obviously experience, how does a conference like this, which connects youth, service companies and financiers, help new risk and accelerate the energy products that will define Namibia?
I think the biggest risk of all is the unknown. Is people not knowing exactly who are dealing with, do not know in the background of the who are dealing with the knowledge. So a conference like this is good to build trust, to put people together, network, and build some partnerships that then, of course, will make for us the bank more comfortable to assist or to finance anyone involved.
Excellent. So, Jorge, over to you on this. As MD of KAESO Energy Services, I can only imagine that you've had quite a journey from the time you, like me, were considered youth. I know Gisela was saying senior youth. So, just on that, any advice to young people listening?
Well, thank you for the question. There are a couple of things here that we need to look at. First of all, we need to see where we are as a continent and where we are as a country. The tendency today is to compare ourselves to Europe, to United States, and we wish to have the same things that these countries have today. So the conversations are very often around work-life balance, making sure that we have comfortable situations and positions. The thing is that our continent is a continent that requires development. Our continent is a continent that is so far from the levels of development of Europe and United States, for example. So our youth needs to remember that. The other thing that our youth needs to remember is, where do we come from, history-wise? We are here because people before us have been here. And those people are people that have been through a lot of sacrifices. So today, we need to switch the conversation from what is it in for me to how I can contribute to society. So I would say that one of the things that the youth needs to remember today is that they need to have a big capability to endure. For example, when I started to work at Schlumberger, I went through, I would say, some kind of military training, because we were woken up at 2 a.m. to do simulations of jobs at 2 a.m., to stay awake for more than 24 hours. I did jobs in Schlumberger where I had to stay awake for more than 72 hours in the desert, moving from well to well. So this capability to endure is necessary today. And I'm not sure if the youth is conscious of that. They are looking, from what I see, comfort. So remember, if we are to advance this continent, if we are to advance this country, we need to be able to understand that it will require sacrifices. So that's the advice that I would give to them.
That's really interesting because I think earlier your team were talking about, how many families are a part of KAESO. And I think it's so important to kind of also mention that to the youth because a lot of time, as you say, everybody's looking at me and how I can make a putback or I can get into the industry. But if you start focusing on what you're doing for your family, becoming part of family, you also start taking ownership of the various roles that you take. And if you do then bring that extra grit to the table, and push through the training and all these things, then it's really, I think that's a really cool way of looking at it.
Thank you.
So Fanuel, just on that, taking everything a step further, for young students and graduates listening to the party, what does a successful conference look like to you, apart from obviously being able to engage with people like Jorge and Mauro in regards to, experience and what they bring to the table through the years and years of experience?
I think on that question, for me, is taking action after this. I mean, we've had the stories, we've had the different journeys of the different professionals that they've, of course, presented. And the success for me, I think, is taking a step after this. Of course, doing the right things, knocking on the doors for the opportunities and being available to go through the journey and to do the necessary work in order to get where we want to be. I think that is the biggest highlight, of course, for me. And also my advice to my fellow youth, we've made the contacts, we've made the people who are doing some of the biggest and most amazing stuff. And they've shared their stories and they've made themselves available. So it's up to us to take action and to really go for what we wanted, to put in the effort and make sure that we are able to go through that process and reach their stages at some point in life.
Mr. Rogério, last question to you. If you could give the youth advice, what are you looking for in local homegrown Namibian companies? If the youth can look at how to become partners of the banking industry and how to approach the challenges that might come up.
One word, professionalism. They need to be professional, but this word is an umbrella for many things, meaning dedication, meaning knowledge. So they need to train, they need to learn, they need to deliver. And you promise something, will deliver. Need to give feedback. Very dedication. It's professionalism. It's you make a good job, a good name for yourself, and definitely the opportunities will come.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. I'm sure we'll still connect a little bit through the evening. But thank you again very much for all your experience and expertise you're bringing to the table. And also for always being open to questions and being approachable. I think that's something that, the youth also need to realize. If they come to these events, they can come and speak to you. And that's how we keep knowledge and we share knowledge. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having us. It's a pleasure.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
And that was the bonus episode of the Namibia Oil and Gas podcast. Tune in on Friday when we'll have our weekly roundup, 10-minute roundup. We always joke about the fact in Namibia, you never further than 10 minutes away from work, even in rush hour. So that's where we keep the tasks and shorts and all the highlights and headlines of the week. And from us, otherwise, have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.